and today I'm reviewing Sharon Playhouse's production of $1 Million Quartet with book by Colin, Escott, and Floyd Mutrux. Original concept and direction by Floyd Mutrux, inspired by Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Carl Perkins. Direction and musical staging by Greg Santos, running through July 6th at the Playhouse at 49 Amenia Road, Sharon, Connecticut. Put on your blue suede shoes and shuffle on over to my Patreon page where you can, for as little as $1 a month, support my work here, as well as my classic cinema podcast, Yesterday's Matinee. Patrons get early access to the latest episode of the podcast, sneak previews and my reviews here, and the occasional additional goodie. Thank you to my current patrons, especially my Neo and Hamilton tier patrons, and welcome to the new ones. Links to my Patreon and podcast pages will be in the description. Well, here we are again with another review of $1 Million Quartet. This is at least my fourth in the 8.5 years I've been reviewing theater, which had a pandemic hiatus in the middle of it. It's not that I don't like the show. The show is fine for what it is, and I guess I can give Sharon a pass for producing it, as their theater is so far removed from all the other Connecticut theaters that it has cornered the market for professional theater in the northwest region of the state and draws in audiences from eastern New York and western Massachusetts, which the other theaters which I have seen productions of this done aren't located near. But I guarantee that there are critics who won't make the trip up to Sharon to see this because they're tired of reviewing it. Which is a shame, because Sharon Playhouse's production is just as vivacious and energetic as all the others, or at least most of the other productions I've seen. There isn't much more I can say about the show and its premise that I haven't said before. It's a fictional retelling of December 4th, 1956 at Sun Records, Memphis, Tennessee, where for one day, Carl Perkins, played by Chance Michael Wall, Johnny Cash, played by Matthew Schatz, Jerry Lee Lewis, played by Alix Burnette, and Elvis Presley, played by Alessandro Gianviviano, all came to the studio at the same time and jammed for a few hours. The musical plays fast and loose with the historical accuracy of what is going on in the artists' lives at this time and what songs were actually played that day. The musical's plot revolves around Sun Records owner Sam Phillips, played by Zach Kosman, who is considering signing a contract with RCA, which Elvis has already signed with. He is also hoping to keep Johnny Cash on Sun Records, whose contract is about to run out. Unbeknownst to Sam, though, Johnny has already agreed to sign on with Columbia Records when his contract with Sun expires. Sam also has to keep Carl Perkins' spirits up as he is dealing with his star waning, as Elvis took his song Blue Suede Shoes and made a hit out of it for his own. And he also must manage the hot-headed young upstart of Jerry Lee Lewis. As much as the musical spotlights Carl, Johnny, Jerry, and Elvis, it's really Sam's story. He doesn't get any songs, just a harmonica solo near the end, but he is the one who is the grease that keeps the wheels of the show spinning. As I said, most of the songs in the show aren't what were actually played the actual day of December 4th, 1956, but considering many of those songs aren't in any way popularized by the artists, we get to have a showcase of hits like Matchbox, Hound Dog, Folsom Prison Blues, and Great Balls of Fire. The performances are all good. This is one of those shows where some actors can make a living performing the same role over and over again, as long as there are productions of the show going on. Singer-actors who actually play instruments and sound like the musicians they're acting and remotely look like them are hard to come by. This isn't the first time I've seen someone in the same role in the show. This time it was Alessandro Gianviviano, who I saw play Elvis at a Contemporary Theater of Connecticut. He still plays the king with a certain mopey quality, but he gets the snarl and swagger right when performing the songs. Matthew Schatz's voice sits a little high for Johnny Cash, and you can hear some of the struggle on the low end with songs like Walk the Line. But he had the posture of the Man in Black and attitude right, especially when it came to chastising Jerry Lee Lewis for his antics. Speaking of, Alix Burnette isn't the most show-stopping Jerry Lee I've seen, but he does an excellent job of keeping that devil in his eyes quality every second on stage. Rounding out the quartet, Chance Michael Wall may be the best Carl Perkins I've seen. His guitar playing was clean, and he got the man on his way to being an alcoholic anxiousness about him that was a detail that others didn't really capture the way Chance does. Lucy Rhodes rounds out the singers as Diane, the female companion of Elvis, who visits the studio and gives great performances of Fever and I Hear You Knocking. She also makes Diane stand out as the voice of reason as the men have their various conflicts. The production team had a few hiccups opening night when I was in attendance, but the overall design was good. Christopher and Justin Swader have chosen to do something different with the set than what I've seen before. Usually what I've seen is that the set is built with the control room where Sam records the musicians is parallel to the proscenium. The Swaders, though, rotated the stage about 45 degrees, which obstructs the control room a bit to the house-right audience. Since most of the action happens outside of the room, it's not much of an issue, but more of an observation. There was also what appeared to be a premature blackout cue going into intermission, and there were a few audio hiccups as well, where somebody didn't have their mic turned up in time before they performed or said a line. If you're a fan of Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Johnny Cash, and Elvis Presley, or you're just curious about the history of rock and roll or rockabilly and country music, you should enjoy $1 Million Quartet. Sharon's production has a solid cast, and they bring energy and passion to the Playhouse with some of the greatest hits of all time. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see $1 Million Quartet, I'll leave a link in the description. Also in the description will be links to my Patreon and podcast pages, as well as my social media handles where you can follow me and support my work. You can also support me by liking and sharing this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be the off-Broadway play Low Country. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.